It's gonna take some work. Okay, let's look at a few things. Colors. That's how you're going to colors we'll probably be using moving forward. Yes. So let's make colors white. Colors red. It's black. Next thing we want to do is typography. So let's say that it's going to be so let's have 64. I have 32. 32. So over here let's have 40. So over here we'll have 48. Let's have 32. Let's have 24. And I think lower than this would be 20, but not bold, because we will skip at 20. And 16. And, 12. The sounds. So let's give it these like annotations. So 24. This is for PX. for PX. This is 48 PX. Let's not limit it. Okay, so it seems 48 PX, 14 PX. This is 32, yeah. 32px. $24px. This is 20. 16. This is 14. 12. Okay, good. Yeah. And then 12. 12px. All right. So these are like the essentials. All right. I feel like these would be better if they were here. I think even for clarity, let's like underline them. Lines in here. Okay. Here. Another. So typography. We already have our logo. Twist. Let's just make it bigger. It's fine. So let's start making this look nice. So for this, we'll add call it title. Don't make bold. Title 64 px. This title 48px. Title 40px. It's 40px. We don't care about that. Title 32px. Okay. So now everyone is quiet. What's happening? Oh, he's.
Sir. Fine.
Title 24. Sorry, missed that. This 4px. Oh, this is not maybe title. This is going to be like regular text. So I think I'll just call it subtitle. Call it text 20px. Text 16px. And then text 12px. It's supposed to be like a 14, but I don't know if that's going to be necessary. Okay, so we lay down the groundwork basically, right? I had already started with like some exploration work. So then like, this is a splash screen. Before then, I was trying to like map out how the flow of the entire product is going to work. So this is like a high level view of the product. In case you're wondering, I'm trying to design a job board for Design JobCaster because Design JobCaster actually the idea was supposed to be a job board. It was supposed to be a job board for designers. But the community just came and took over. And I think the reason why I never really pursued that job board idea was because monetizing it was going to be a problem. I couldn't figure out like a sensible way by which the product was going to make money. But that was why I never really went ahead with it. Well, let me just get the design out of the way first. Then I'll figure it from there. So the general idea is you see this splash screen and the first thing you see is the jobs. All right. So if carry this here, you can select any of the jobs, you can see the job details, and then you can apply. If you choose not to apply, you can go back and do the jobs. If you choose to apply, basically you can visit. There's supposed to be like a branch out here, another condition out here, which is supposed to be if you have a profile. If it's one of those jobs that actually require you to have a profile, then you have a profile on the platform, then you can actually apply. That's send your application to the company. But if it's one of those VC URL type of jobs, you can just let freely go. There's also a fee for creating profile. So when you create your profile, you fill in the relevant details and then you create profile. You can search for jobs through filters, which is cool. You can post a job. And you can actually choose to, if you're posting a job, you're probably a recruiter, right? So if you don't have a profile, in order for you to actually post a job, you need to actually have a profile. And filling in all the job details. Now the UX for this job details, I actually wanted a scenario whereby it feels a lot more intuitive and a lot less you having to type a lot of English. And then once you fill in all the details, then it's sent to the back office where it's going to be reviewed. And if you review it and it passes, then it shows up here. If you view, in order for you to view a profile, you need to be logged in, obviously. But to view a profile, you have to check. It does a check whether or not you're a recruiter. If you're a recruiter, you check. Your profile as a recruiter and your profile as a user or as a freelancer or anyone who's actually looking for a job. I think I just call this job seeker. Right? I'm going to be vastly different. So this is basically like a high level overview of the product. Now I still need to like craft out, like flesh out a lot of these details, right? Because it's easy from here to here seems a little straightforward. That's this entire flow. That's from start to this point is a little straightforward. And I think also from here might require a little bit of detailing. But here requires, especially here, this post job requires a lot of work. But I think for today, being that we just started, I think we just knock out this straight sequence. Deji, how far now? People are just joining in quietly. Temitope and K. Okay. All right. So let's get back to design. All right. So what we have so far basically is just like a regular splash screen. And that's, I mean, that looks nice to a fair degree. So I want to create the job lists view, right? Now the way I want this structured is something like so let me just do like a small block frame so you can see like the ideas I have in mind. So there's gonna be like hot picks. So just make this. It's gonna be like hot picks. Hot picks are jobs that obviously that's people paid for. Like recruiters actually paid for, so they're always going to be on top. So there'll always be preference to them, right? Now, as to whether or not these hot picks are going to be like a carousel, I haven't really like figured that out. But it's either going to be either a carousel or I'm just going to like list them out before you now get to the regular jobs. So let's just do this then. I think there's this other one, freshly. I think I was going to call it like new and fresh. So new and fresh is essentially like the regular jobs that people don't like recruiters don't promote. They just come, they post it, and they move on with their lives. So it's pretty much just going to be like this. Now, this new and fresh is a little bit okay, not tricky. And the reason why I'm saying it is because it's going to require a bit more attention in the sense that, sorry, let me lock this, make sure that it's expandable. So it's going to be require a little more attention in the sense that the users need to be able to. Sorry, yeah, I thought as much. This guy is here. So if I put it on top, will it be bad? This will not be good because I feel that it's going to be distracting. These dots. I like the idea of it though, but I feel it's going to be distracting. It works here, right? But not so much here. Now, that's what I was saying. Yeah, fresh did that, but so let's make this say text 16. It's going to like filter. So the general idea behind filtering is such that I think I should make this thing. I should make up back here. There's some things I need to sort through. Like there has to be the bold versions of these things. Right. So I'll just duplicate this. I'll make this bold. Let me loosen it. And I'll make it bold. Medium. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. So I will call it text bold 20 px. So this one I'll have to rename to boy. Text regular 20 px. So it's just gonna be the same thing with these two. Okay, first of all, I have to break it. Make it medium. Make you medium as well. So let's call you text bold 12 pixel. Text bold 16px. All right, so this we just simply have to modify in the middle. So we just write text regular 16. Z text regular 20, I guess. Oh gosh, okay, I think there's been a mistake. There's been a serious mistake. So this is text. It's not supposed to appear like that. So let me see how I can fix that. So let's just use regular. No, what was that before? Let's see if I can do regular 20. What? It's just getting worse and worse. What the hell? Okay. Let's see if I can fix it from here. Regular should be here. It shouldn't be text regular, text bold. So this is fine. This should be in here. So this makes sense. This makes sense. Regular, bold, text. Title, always bold. All right, so that's all well and good then. So that's fine. So let's come back here to our wireframe. So now we can just say regular. If you want to do it by regular, I want to do it by bold. I would say let's use bold. Bold 16. Filter. Maybe have like an icon here. Yeah. Usually icons are behind the filter now, right? Come on, this section is quiet. What's going on? See the usual suspects now. Everyone just quiet. So, Temitope, hi. What's going on now? What's happening?
Nothing much. We are just here to observe and learn.
I beg you.
The hangout will not be observe and learn.
Nah, they try. I think everyone just quiet. We're supposed to gist at this stage of the process. For everyone just sit down and look. Waiting up. Is everyone wait?
To say anything. JG.
Is it that I mean it's just 14th now. You still have like 16 more days to the end of the month, you know, and you still have 16 more days to the end of the month. Yeah, you survive. You survive. You don't need to. You don't need to be somber at this point. Okay, so this is one way I'm conceiving it. The other way is, I mean, I'm going to maintain this, right? But in this scenario, the hot picks are going to be listed out this way. This approach basically requires a lot more screen area, right? I don't think this approach is going to require a lot more screen area. I'm not really for it, so to speak. Now, the next set of things that we probably want to consider are how our buttons are going to look like. So let's figure out our buttons.
We can actually try the more screen area. I mean, it's not a bad thing. The smaller screen
Sorry?
area is kind of like generic already. I said we can try the one that requires more screen area. The other one is
Yeah.
just kind of generic already.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just that we will only be able to show 5 or 4, right?
We don't
And it
need
also
to
means
show
that
it.
we'll be pushing. Yeah.
I feel like 2 is enough. The other one can just be under scene more.
Okay. Maybe. Well, let's leave that 3. Let's leave that 3, right? And then the rest, everyone will want to saw their father's name under Seymour. So keep this here. Call this view more. Okay, same thing should happen here. Now, this is not our logo. I was exploring some ideas. Thank God those ideas did not materialize. This is not our font. I was exploring some ideas. Thank God those ideas also did not materialize. But this too is our logo. Right? So let me just plaster it here. In white, all white. I just want to for this or this or this. Just clean up that space. All right, so let's focus on our buttons now. Buttons. Let me see. Buttons are going to be this wide. So we're going to have like 2 types of buttons. We're going to have like wide buttons. We're going to have like, like really small buttons. Now I'm torn between using 64 pixels or 56 pixels in terms of the button sizes. I mean, in terms of the button height.
Multi buttons now. About those big buttons stuff.
Yeah, Moody buttons.
I said let's use multi buttons.
Okay, yeah, very good. Fine. Let's Moody buttons. All right, so let's start with how this button look like now. This is a regular button. We'll probably make this edge like 8 or 16. It's gonna be red. It's gonna be red. There's going to be some text in it. So let's pick a 20. I think the 20 is gonna work wonders here. Make it white. We'll center it in the middle. Now we have to start having fun with these things. So the next question I want to ask ourselves is: do we want a scenario whereby these buttons are going to have icons on them? And is it too early? Is it too early in the stage to have? Is it too early in the process to determine that? I don't foresee icons, honestly. I don't foresee icons.
We can have 3 variants now. Maybe one without icons, one with icons, one with icons.
I know. But I'm just trying to work out a scenario whereby because we don't even have an icon set. And while I was putting together like an icon set in one of these projects, let me see. I think it was my NTA project. Yeah. So we could borrow this. We could just borrow this. So let me slap this somewhere here. Call it icons. So we can borrow it, slap it there. There we go. Icons. Good. So what we can do now is we can then come to assets. Oh boy. mobile UI, then pull out one of these guys, icons, and stick it here. So I want to be very careful. 24 here, 2020, that's fine. And on this other end, 1, 2, 3, so 2020, also fine. So this is where it gets tricky. We want a scenario whereby the button doesn't resize based on, wait, is that what I want to do? Let's see. Okay, let's start with the obvious. Wait, 1, 2, and 3. Auto layout this, and then auto layout this. Oh, auto layout this. So let's see if this is going to be responsive. Worked. And it maintains the width. So now, this is what we want to do. We want to turn these off. So I want to turn this off. So I'll turn this one off. That's weird. No. So instead of turning it off, I'll just reduce the opacity. This one, reduce the opacity. Turn this one on. And then we'll turn both of them off. All right, so this is going to be the primary. This is going to be main, right? Now we also need buttons. Like these are all the primary buttons. So we also need buttons for like the secondary. And we need to start working out. Do we need to work out the disabled states? No. And these are also like big buttons as well. So let me just make a mental note. I'll write this big primary buttons. I'll just stick it up here. I also want to account for smaller buttons as well. So let me just put this here. Call this small primary buttons. So I will duplicate all of this. But now a lot is going to change. Because for starters, it's not going to be as wide and not going to be as tall. Right? So we're going to reduce some things. I doubt there will be, no, let me not make that assumption. So let me make this 10. And this padding here 10 as well. Oh gosh, no. I'll make this padding here 10 as well. So it's smaller. And then let's reduce this significantly. See, 94 divided by, yeah. We divide 94 by 4, you won't get what you're looking for. By 6, you get what you're looking for. Yeah, you know, you will not. You certainly will not. Okay, let's just make it, let's just average it out. 16. That's fine. So let me nuke all of this. So this is 1. If I turn this off, what does that do for me? Makes more sense this way if it's turned off. If I turn this off, this is weird. Height is 44, but this is less than 44. So I probably have to manually prime this. $41, 13, 13. It's 43. The math I used to do this one. Let me rest for there. 44, 44. Okay, that's fine. I forgot to mention that I should make these things white. All right, so 1, 2, 3, what do we have? There should be a scenario where the button at the left is turned on. Turn this on, turn this off. Ooh. Make this white. So I think we've accounted for our small buttons, right? Let's start naming them so that we can turn all these things to components. So we're gonna do button slash big slash, oh boy, sorry, button primary big button primary big. Let me turn this to a component set first. Component, all these components, buttons. The properties, it's supposed to have like a bunch of properties. First property should be our icon, Boolean. Oh, sorry, let me it out. Let's call this one L icon true. Not choose within the component. Don't worry, we'll get there. Our icon this is weird. Our icon should be true. Call this true. And oh dear Lord. They change how these things work. True. Okay. Our icon defaults true. No. This should be false. It's supposed to be Boolean. Anyhow. Icon true, false. Okay. Are conflicting. Of course, they are conflicting. Something is off. One more. They changed this thing in my eye. Wow. Okay, let me try and figure this out. You have R icon, you have L icon, you have variant. R icon, you have L icon, and a Boolean. Then why is it not reflecting? R icon equals to true. L icon equals true as well. Let's remove this. R icon true, L icon true. Now it should work. R icon false, L icon. No, R icon true, L icon false. R icon false, L icon true, and both are false. Okay, so now it makes sense. And these are big primary buttons. So if we come to assets and we just, we launch out a button. So now it's configurable. And responsive, apparently. I don't want it to be responsive. I want it to be like fixed. So there has to be a way to change, fixed with. Let's keep this as fixed with. So, no, matter, oh boy, that puts us in trouble.
And auto layout fixed as well.
Yeah. So this one also has to be fixed as well. So let me block this. Let me start again. One more. No grill. Oh, okay. I think I know what to do.
And spaced in between.
No, it's not that. It's the text that's the problem. So we've basically fixed it, right? So what we need to do with the text is, oh boy, that's just not supposed to happen. Fixed with
Or fill container.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Is that an option? Where?
Where you collected the fixed with should be there, fill container.
Oh yeah, okay, fill content. Okay, let's see if that helps us. No, it doesn't. Okay, let me center this. This should be able to be. Oh boy.
It would reduce the
We'll
inside,
have
that
to
is the
manage.
padding. Reduce
Yeah,
the
we'll have to
padding
manage
between the
padding.
buttons.
Yeah, we'll have to manage this padding. All right. So is this 90? Is this still 92? It shouldn't be. Okay. $23, $24, $24. Okay. Fixed. Fill container. Width 245. Ooh, okay. So 24, 245. 24. Okay, I think this one is fine. I know to cause problems. let's just let's just take care of it. Now that we have the chance to take care of it before it causes further problems. So I think this width should cover whatever long text that we actually want to put there, as long as it's not too long. Now for the small buttons, God, same drama. Small buttons, let's see, this is fine. So let's make all these ones a good solid component set. Unfortunately, you can't make a component set of two, of two components. You can't make a component set of two component sets, unfortunately. So what we can do instead, right, is we can stretch this and simply add a new property. We add a new property. Inside this property, we'll call it property size. Size. Do I actually Boolean, or do I just say big or small? Do I just write is big? Sure. Right. So if that's the case, I'll just simply cascade the same scenario to this one. Is big, true. Right. So I'll stretch this, right, and then just bring these guys in here. Components. Wow, that's not what we are calling you. Jesus Christ. Everything here is a mess. Is big should be true. What the hell? I see. So that's what the problem is. True and true. No, is big should be false. Sorry. False. 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 Right icon should be true. False. true. Then this one's will be false, and false is big will be false, and false, and the type one should be false as well. So I think that has sorted out all of that. So we still have our button instance here. So you see how it's now completely configurable. Right? Now we're still going to add like one more property because right now what we have what we currently have are like primary buttons. We need to actually design for, we need to create scenarios for the secondary buttons. Now I'm not 100% sure how those would look like. Do we make these secondary buttons? Yeah.
Make them. I don't know. We could make them lighter colors of red.
Yeah, I'm also considering that. Yeah, so it's either we go this direction or we make this one. Let me just block this out and then reduce the opacity of this. Then the whites will now just simply be red.
It could work, I guess. But it does. It now looks like a danger or a what's it called now? A destructive action button.
A destructive, exactly. So that's why I was opting for this.
I guess we can go with the black then.
So let's stretch these. Yeah.
If that person has any other idea, you should bring it to Abeg. Take a beg you.
I'm open to other ideas at this point too. Well, God of products. Baba, just be quiet. Come and shine your mercy upon us. Okay, so if that's what we are going to be doing, what we can do now is we'll just simply add a new property. So we've settled on size. We now just simply need to settle on type. So let's say type equals primary. And like all these ones are simply just going to be primary. These ones obviously are not going to be primary, so we need to do the new one. I'll just call them secondary. No. They're all primaries too. Sorry. They're all primaries too. So when we duplicate these here, this is something. Oh, okay. They're actually duplicating. Yeah. So let's just select all those ones and new call this secondary. Same. So for these ones, we'll just simply change the red to black. Same thing with these guys. You all are going to be secondary, and red is now black. So now, So now my button is highly configurable. Very, very configurable button. Okay. So let's now come back here. What do we want to do? We just take one of these buttons and this is where our post job is going to be. Turn these two off because that's not what we want. And we'll just say post job. But this button text is big at 20. So this makes more sense. So it's either we put the post job there or we make it a floating action button. However, the reason why I'm against the idea of making it a floating action button is because it's not a primary action that your users are going to be performing. Do you follow? It's not a primary action. Most people who are coming here are just going to be like checking jobs and like applying for those jobs. They are not going to be posting jobs. So I think it being placed here makes more sense. Let me come back here and then just reduce the size of these guys. They actually have a good right to be small. Okay. 40. So I'll count 1, 2, and I'll count 1, 2. Right, so now it's equal. One, two, 1, 2. So now it's properly equal. Or do we make it flat out 40? Like I'm low-key seeing the merit of keeping it at 40. 13. 13. Okay, so make this 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. Like this is already perfect, yeah. But these are not. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. Okay. So let's just leave them as 40 then. So we have the general idea for this one. It's looking solid so far. So let's come here and design how these guys are actually going to look like, right? So we already have our horse pics, right? Let me just create a new type. Oh gosh, no. Use something proper. There is 24. Yeah, it's already 24. So 24. Now, there's something I want to show you guys that we use at Team Apps. It's a spacing system that is also configurable, that you don't necessarily have to rely on auto layout to do. So let me just show you how it works, right? So you can come here. Let me just put it here and delete this since we're not using it anymore. So call this spacing. Or yeah, spacing, whatever. Now, let's get a rectangle, right? It can be box, whatever. So I'm losing this one. So let's keep the width, or let's set the height to like 8. Yeah, keep the width to like say like 40. 40 seems fair, right? Good. So we can then just duplicate this. Height 16. Height 24. height 32, height 48. That's wrong. Actually, it's supposed to be height 40. Sorry, height 48, height. This is 48. Yeah, height 56. Height 64, height 72, and height 80. Now we're going to duplicate all of these because these are basically just vertical heights. So let's document it properly. We'll call these vertical heights or vertical spacings. And let's get them a unique color that we can't miss. It's gonna be red, yeah, but we're gonna make it light. So when you see it, you know that there's a spacing that is here. Let me delete these ones. Now I'll take all of these, I'll duplicate here, and I'm going to rotate them by 90. What? What in God's name? What is going on, man? Why is Figma making everything harder? It's supposed to we turn it 90. Okay. Oh, okay, that's actually correct. So if you turn it, no. No, sorry, I got it all wrong. I got it wrong. So if you turn these, oh no, actually it's correct. Because if you turn these to 90, right? Oh boy, it's wrong. It's wrong. So I have to do this myself. Okay. So let's turn this like this. One. Width of 8, height of 90. Does that help me? No. Is the height, is the width I'm supposed to be focusing on. So this is 8. This is your height at 8 actually. This is 16. This is 8 by 24. Height is 8. This is what? 24. This is 32. This is 8. And that's 40. This is 8. And that's 48. This is 8. And this is 56. This is 8. And that's 64. All right, just these last two. Just set the heights to like 7280. So set the heights to like 8. Well, this is going to be 72. And this is going to be 80. All right, so now this is where you see the real stuff happen. So let's say we have 2 items, right? One, let's make this red, white. Now, the idea is that we don't always need to calculate or try to figure out the height or the spacing between these 2 objects, because we already have a component that does that for us. So let's make all these components first. So this is vertical spacing, this is in horizontal spacing. Right? So let's make all these components first. We'll make this a component set. Where is this happening? So let's call this spacing. All right. Now we'll have to start doing this. Property, change the property from property 1 to, so we need to figure out the type. The type is vertical, and the size is 8 pixels. So let's select all of these and set them all to vertical. Then we'll manually start adding new stuff. This is 16. Oh, sorry. 16 pixels. This is not a property. I don't know why it thinks that's a property. I don't know why it thinks that's a property, but it's not. Uh, 24. Oh shit, sorry. 32 pixels. $40 pixels, and so on and so forth. Let me get into the, let me just show how it actually works. So let me just bring an instance of the spacing R, right? So with this, if I want to auto layout, I'll just auto layout the 3 of them. Obviously, I'll keep the spacing between all of them at 0. So I really don't need to bother. Now, as it stands now, the spacing between them is, 8 pixels. I can make it, 32. And the reason why this is good is because in the event that you have a scenario like this, you're in the middle of if you're doing your auto layout on a normal day, right? And you want this, you want to have like different widths, like this is going to be like 16, then this is going to be like 32, right? You have to first of all auto layout these 2 and give it 16, then now auto layout these 2 and this one, and then give it like a spacing of 32. This method allows you to set the heights without having to go through the nightmares of auto layouts, right? And you can also set a property for the visibility. So if you want to turn it off, so let's call this is visible. We can say yes, which is true. At the moment, it's visible. And we can just expand these and then just duplicate all of these. Come here, reduce the opacity. Oh, sorry. Sorry, this is what? Yes. You come here, set the visibility to no, and then just simply turn it off. And it's off. So it's off. Just turn it off. And you continue your work. So that's one thing that, kind of helps us. I mean, I still need to obviously flesh all this out so that they work correctly. And then you also have to do it for the verticals, for the horizontals as well. So the same principle kind of applies. If you have this, you can just stack your objects without having to burden yourself with auto layouts as such. Are we together?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
All right, so let's continue. So this is going to be new plus fresh. What there? Fresh.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead. Terry, is that you?
That's James.
Oh, James, hey. Hi, go on.
Yeah, so what was the advantage to using spacing, like spacers, over just using the spaces itself?
Could you repeat your question? The advantage of using
spacers,
the advantage spacers, yeah.
Over just maybe just having a guide that you follow, basically, but without the spacers.
Well, one thing I've found when using this method is that, first of all, when you're doing handles to your developers and then you show them these spacers, the moment they see it, they already know what to do and they already know how to, they know what to do, they know the size, they know what to expect in terms of the sizing. And this is just based from experience.
Awesome. That's fine.
That's number one. Number two, like I said earlier, like it removes your mind from the burden of auto layouts, right? Because like I said, I think I was saying that if you wanted, so let me remove these two here, and let me set these auto layouts to like 40. Now, if I wanted the space between this first and second to be like say 16, right? But I wanted this second and third, the space to be like 40. There is no central way of doing it, because if I set this one now, it also affects the one beneath. In order for me to accomplish that, I have to auto layout these two first, or group it, and then set the distance to like 12. That's the only way I can do that. But with this method, I don't need to continue auto layout. I don't need to. It doesn't affect my. Okay, let's even take a look at the file structures. The layout structure. Auto layout, these two. With this one, it's just clear. And you already have an idea that, oh, spacing is here, spacing is here.
Okay, that's cool.
All right. So, like I said, it's just how I do it. It's not like it's a rule or a law or something.
Yeah, I definitely understand. Thanks.
All right. So let's look at how we're going to be implementing this. So I had already started working on this. All right. So the structure is pretty simple. I think at this point, I even need to complete my space as here, but the structure is pretty simple. This is where the company logo is going to be. This is going to be the role, right? So let me just call this role. This is going to be the company name. Right? This is going to be the location, and then so this is going to be the location. It's going to have the location. It's going to have the type, whether it's going to be contract, remote, or full time, and then it's going to have the time in which it was posted. Now, this current setup kind of works, but I have a problem. My problem now is I'm trying to differentiate the location from the type. What? Who's watching Asian movies in the background? So this was, like I was saying, this was my current conflict. Yeah, like I wanted a scenario whereby I could actually differentiate it. So I think just looking at it now, I might have just solved it. So the location can be here. The type, I mean, it doesn't need an icon, right? But just to save space. But we're going to definitely need an icon from here. So let's just draw out an icon type. This icon is like 24px, so it's not really going to do us a lot of favors. Let's see, do I have map here? Mapping, Can I reduce this into 16? Will it work? 16, yeah, just how to manage it. So structurally, this is sound. 16, we text, 16, 20, bold, text, bold, 14, yeah, I thought as much. Definitely needed to add that 14. I just knew it. So let's just make these sizes. No, let's break them first. We'll make these sizes 14. Right? And then we can then now say text regular 14. Yeah. So text regular 14px, text bold 14px. So when you traverse here, you can now make these ones text regular 14. This is 12, so make it text regular 12, text regular. Just arranging it so that it's consistent at the end of the day. All right. Do we give this a color? Do we make it red? I don't know. So to lay out it, we'll lay out this one as well. Let's introduce our spacing. So because I haven't configured the horizontal spacing, I think that might be a bit of an issue, but let me just hurriedly do that now. Eesh, gosh, damn it, this is going to be horrible. 40, what's the size of this? This is 48, 56, 64, 72 and 80. $80, 72, 64, 56, 40. Okay, so I think these ones are correct. Right, yeah, so these are correct. Now, let's create a component set out of these ones. Right, let's take all these guys. Let's shift it a bit. Let's increase the size of this one. Because remember, somewhere around here are the invisible ones. So let's bring these ones into here. So it's visible, yes. So the sizings 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 56. No, sorry, 48. What's wrong? Oh, okay. 48, 56, 64, 72, and 80. So let's also account for the invisible. Duplicate them, set this to no, and turn it off. So now, when I'm doing my spacing, I can come here, bring a spacer out here. 8, 30. Whew. Wow, that was weird. Just knew something was off. Name to horizontal. There we go. This is horizontal. Okay, that's correct. Okay, so let me make this. Let me make the width of all these things 8, so it's not too wide, and it's like super obvious that it's that. Okay, so we have this horizontal 24. That's happening already. I want this horizontal to be like 16. 16 sounds fair. So when I'm doing this, set it to 0. I can always turn this off. So if I'm looking at the layer arrangement, I know there's a spacing there. So yeah, all I just need to do is check the spacing, and I know it's 16 pixels. These two, I think, like, one of the things I've struggled with when it comes to measuring spacing between text is because that's one of the things I really struggle with. How do you guys deal with it?
You mean looking at the baseline and stuff?
Yeah, looking at the baseline, like I try to use baseline, yeah, but there are some typefaces that they don't respect baseline.
Yes.
They don't respect baseline at all. You get, and Okay, so with the way Figma even arranges, okay, let's even say this is your font now, right? Let me remove this. You see that where the boundary is and where the baseline is are two different things. Like this is the baseline, right? Very good.
Yes.
Everybody agrees that this is the baseline. See where Figma is putting the boundary, somewhere around here. And that's the
Yeah.
problem.
I think Figma is trying to account for the extension.
But there's no extension.
It's more like a one
There's no
size
extension.
fits all
Like
approach.
even okay, and if also if see where your extension argument dies. Let's add a y here. Okay, no, a lowercase y here.
Or
See,
it even
it goes beyond the boundary.
Okay, so what I try to do is sometimes I add an auto layout to the text frame and give it like a bottom pattern or something just to be in sync with my design visually.
I'm not, that approach saved the past.
And
Leslie,
anything to work.
Leslie, for
Yeah.
me, I think there is a kind of typography setting that I use that accounts for the bounding box. So there is this format. I don't know. It's been a while I used it though. It's
Yeah.
a kind of you set a certain measurement for your is it line height they call it. So go to your
Yeah.
typography. Go to your typography. No, as in yes. So break it out.
Okay. This one is broken out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so around here, the line height here, there's the kind of where you have 82% here. There's a kind of no, not there. Go up,
Okay.
go
Where?
up. Where you have 87% here,
Yeah.
So there's actually a kind of formula that you multiply it by the text size. If you are working on 16, maybe multiplied by 1.5 or something is the line height. So for me, it solves it. So I just space using the bounding box.
But this is percentage. I mean, if I doing times 1.5 now,
Yes.
man, that is.
No, you don't
Man.
do percentage. You don't do percentage. You
Okay,
can convert
so
now. You can go to maybe is it pixels or point. I will do my research and bring it out.
okay, let me see pixels first. It's 7 pixels. Okay, obviously that's will work.
There is the formula for title text are quite different from body text. So
Okay, this is 17. This is 15. Okay, it has to work with the height, right? So if we say 20 times 1.5, okay, this is not solving the problem. Okay, you know what? Look
Okay, I
into it.
think the problem you solve is a problem of maybe when you have like 2 more lines or 3 more lines, just to give it the perfect visual balance.
Yeah, but remember what we are optimizing for is we want to be able to catch this bottom.
You want to catch the baseline, something like that.
We want to catch the baseline.
And maybe someone can build a Figma plugin for that to be appreciated, and maybe Figma can learn. That's the opportunity there.
That'll be highly appreciated if they can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is 24. No, sorry, this is wrong. Horizontal, vertical. This should be 16. No, if it's 8 is a problem. It's actually 8. It's actually 8. So from here, do 16. Raise it up here. Then from here to come here. Let's do 8 or 16 as well. Do 8. Create this here. I think from here to here is 16, right? All right, so let's measure from this baseline here down 16. Okay, it's close. Quite close. So I think we've, yeah. Okay, so we figured it out then. No, we've not solved the baseline problem, but we figured it out because now, if this needed to change to like, something like, let's say on site, right? Or something like contract. I don't think this one can. Funny enough, it does. Okay, let me auto layer this. Seven, 8. So I think I'll just push this one's back 1 pixel. Push it down by 1 pixel as well. All right, so if we change this to like contracts, on site, whatever, this is at least know that this the location wherever it can be, as long as wherever but it's not going to be destroying anything. So I think I'm happy with this widget. I'm happy with this widget. So let's turn all these off. Turn them all off, right? And then let's bring them in here. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to set up was elevations. So let's set up this vertical 24. Yeah, 24 seems fine. Yeah, good. Does this make sense visually? Let me check this thing on my mirror because I'm looking at the widget here and the widget's not widgeting. The widget is not widgeting. Yeah.
You didn't make it a component, I guess.
Eh?
You didn't make it a component.
No, I haven't made it a component yet. I've not made it a component yet. So maybe this space in here, right? Okay. Let's first of all to lay out all these ones first. Let's go to lay out all these ones first. Right. I want Hmm. Let me zoom out so you can see what I'm trying to duplicate this first. Remove all these lines. Zoom in a little bit. You see what is happening? There's like this area is visually dense. I'm open to ideas at this point. Too.
What's the challenge?
This place here, this place looks visually dense. Because what I wanted was that these two will be like together. Then this will now come down a little lower, hence 16. But the way I did it initially, this place looks very, very it looks one kind. Normally, what I would have done would be, so if I make this 8 or duplicate it, and then in all of this I'll draw a line. Just a short line. But I feel that line is will be contributing to the density of the widget.
Okay, so maybe what I would suggest is to push on site to like the top right or something.
Top right. So the challenge with that is
I
that
feel the roundness inside of it is distorting the visual.
So the challenge with this on site is that you can't predict how long these titles will be. Do you get? Let me turn this off.
Yes, that's another.
Or we move the location instead. We move the location instead.
But you could just have like a set of maybe 5 status symbols, maybe remote, hybrid, on-site. I don't think there is anything more than these 3 now.
I agree, but here's not the thing: you can't predict the size of this or the length of this text.
Oh yeah, that's true. Something else.
We can constrain it.
Dual line.
We can constrain it. Yeah.
Maybe dual line and constrain it.
You can constrain it, but let me see. So let's say, okay, let's list out the possible titles, because these are like design rules. We have UI designer, you have UX researcher, you have UI designer, you have
Let's use quality assurance surveyor, something like that. That looks long.
Designer. Now, see, this one is actually longer now. The product designer. You have interaction designer. Now, in this kind of scenarios, yeah. So let's even chuck in interaction designer in here. Okay, so let me unlock it, increase this. It's going to be problematic. Having it there is actually going to be problematic. Unless yuck. No.
For me, I think the first option work. The way it was initially
designed, not designed.
Yeah.
The way it was designed initially, I think it actually works. Although you might be right that maybe it's feeling a kind of dense, like too many stuff happening at the same time, or begging for attention. So I don't know, maybe we can just play around the visual.
Okay, so let me try an approach. Let's see if let me try an approach that works, or that could work. Hmm?
No.
The thing is,
No.
the on-site and remote and everything, we might need to color code them at the end of the day.
Yeah, of course, obviously. So, okay, so let's even say we wanted to color code them. What colors would we be looking at?
Looking at pastel type colors, I guess, probably blue, green, and also maybe red also. Well,
Okay, so let's see. Since these are like three more colors, let's see. White, brick, pastel, right?
yes.
No, not you. X. I know there are people in this life that, like, I know that Moody actually chooses colors like this. He doesn't use Hex or RGB. He uses, is it HSL, HSB? One. So we can just tilt in this direction. Two. And the last one, 3. You use blue instead. Just use blue instead.
All right. So have a question.
Yes,
For
go
what
ahead.
you're doing, is there something that is like guiding you behind, or you're just trying out, whatever looks fine, or how are you arriving at like some of the things you're doing?
Okay, so first of all, go for beach that I'm just trying whatever look fine.
Okay.
Go for me that ever try whatever looks fine. Yeah, okay, but that is actually a very valid question, right? Now, so when designing, I think it's one important thing is, you do a lot of explorations, right?
Okay.
And I think that's pretty much what we've been doing so far, like lots of explorations, trying to figure out what actually could work and not necessarily settling down. Like, I mean, you could settle on something that works and then you test it and you now see that it's not really giving the vibe that I want, or maybe users are looking at it and they're generally, they have no idea what is going on.
Okay.
So that's what we are trying to figure out now. So in this scenario now, let's say
Well, what is guiding you like behind the scene? So this is visual
guiding,
design, and
yeah.
it's somewhere I don't exactly have like a strength for. Many times I
Mm-hmm.
have to come up with like 2 or 3 designs and A/B test with it. But what really, so take for instance now, before we get to this color coding that you did,
Yeah.
the other time you're trying to rearrange the elements in this this thing here, right, where you're
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
You just kept doing something, but I didn't know why. Like, what was really
What was the
informing you?
guiding? What
Yes,
was informing my decision, Abby?
yeah, exactly.
Brother, do you want to know the truth?
Yeah.
Now vibes.
Pardon?
Now vibes.
I'm actually serious about your question.
I know. No, and to be honest, actually,
I'm serious
that's like
about
the
the
best way I
answer.
can. I'm actually being serious about the answer because okay, now let me try and deconstruct it in such a way that it will make sense to both of us. Because
Okay.
now, me as a designer, I've done a lot, so I have like experience, so I know what looks right, what looks proper to me, right?
Okay.
Now, when I say that this has a lot of there's some kind of visual density, this is what I'm considering. There's a lot of text up, like there's a density of text up here. They're all equally spaced, 8 pixels, 8 pixels, and then there's 16 pixels here.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Now I'm trying to figure out a way that if I make these 16 pixels, this one in the middle here, 16 pixels, right? It now looks like three different things. 1, 2, 1, 1. If I make these 8 pixels, right? It now looks like 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's like two different things.
Okay.
Right? And it's me just trying to settle down on what actually looks good to me.
Oh, okay.
Hence the answer, vibes.
That's the right. Thank you.
So, Leslie, if you wouldn't mind, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, if you wouldn't mind, I would suggest you add a kind of button to note maybe urgency or something, actively recruiting, emergency or something.
Emergency qua. Okay,
Just
explain.
something like actively recruiting, the urgency of the job post, and that can be on the far left over here to create balance.
Although there's already time on it, so I think that covers for the
No.
The time was when the job.
Your time of posting is different from
That's what I'm
urgency.
saying. Many
Exactly.
times once a job is still under 1-2 weeks or maybe even under 1 month, people still keep applying, and I don't think there's
Exactly.
need
So
to, like,
if there's going to so here's what if it's so we could do one of two ways, right?
yeah.
Now we could say that if a recruiter doesn't want to pay to be under where's the design now? To be under hot peaks, right?
Okay.
We could add a ribbon somewhere here, right? Because I don't want to add another thing here. Basically, now call it what's it called? I basically now call it urgent. That would be too much. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yes, I get.
So we could go the route of either using, employing a ribbon and putting it there. But then again, everybody wants to work with the assumption that their recruitment is urgent.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like, okay, so like if, for example, now you want to hire a product designer, you want to hire him tomorrow, don't you?
Definitely.
So you get what I'm trying to say. So, you see the beans that we are even engineering self, because these two, this one, they touch ground. This one we'll put for here, no touch ground. They touch ground. Voila. Okay, yeah, we got a layout edit. That's why. Let me remove the auto layouts. Let's measure this thing properly. Turn this on. Turn this on. Measure from the baseline. And then bring this up a little bit. Bring this one here. Bring this here. So okay, so let's turn this off now. Now, the second alternative to fix that problem would be that if you want it hot and urgent, pay for hot peaks.
Okay. Maybe when you pay for hot peaks, you stay at the top, or what? What's the advantage there?
The advantage of being for hot peaks is that hot peaks, this entire section of hot peaks at the top, where is going to you're going to be at the top. You're going to be on top.
Okay.
Sure.
Someone will actually contribute to the reach of the job ad you get. Maybe you didn't get what I that would contribute to the reach of the job ad, the advertisement, the impressions, and all of that. maybe you didn't understand what I was saying. What I was trying to say, LinkedIn has this thing like actively recruiting, like like
That
what does that
actively
even mean?
recruiting text that you're talking about is actually okay. So
I think what he's talking about is in LinkedIn. Instead of them showing the time, like posted 2 weeks ago, posted 3 weeks ago, they just put actively recruiting and leave it there.
No, they actually
That's how
put.
LinkedIn.
But
they actually put actively.
the thing is, nobody has measured what that actively recruiting is doing for anybody. Because I know that
It's here.
when I'm hiring, right, sometimes even
Mm-hmm.
after 1 month, people are still applying for the same position. And so it's
Yeah.
not really about the fact that it's showing that we're actively recruiting or actively interviewing or whatever.
Nobody
It's
actually
really that the
listens.
opportunity is still open. So nobody has really measured the impact of that actively recruiting. And LinkedIn, let me tell you the truth, LinkedIn does a lot of things that don't work. In fact, if you use LinkedIn very well, you notice that most of the analytics don't work. Yeah.
Okay.
So not just because LinkedIn does it and then it makes it an industry standard. LinkedIn is not a recruiting site. It's a
No,
social network
I'm
site.
not making it an industry standard here.
Pardon?
Okay.
I'm talking about considering it, not like an industry standard.
Yes,
But
if you
it's
want to,
fine. Then.
if you're looking at something around jobs, you want to look at Indeed or there's another one. Those are like industry
Even
networks.
Indeed has it something like urgently hiring. Indeed has it too. The same thing as
Okay, can we look at it?
actively recruiting or something.
Can you
I
see?
think Indeed.
Can you see? This is Indeed. Can you see the
This
screen?
is indeed,
Glass
yeah.
job.
They don't have.
So you see
In
like
fact,
the time
mhm.
3 days ago, 5 hours ago, just like we put. So I've compared both analytics of LinkedIn hiring and Indeed, right? And I've gotten better results even using Indeed
Indeed.
than LinkedIn. Yeah.
Honestly, and
So
I think the
LinkedIn is doing
experience
that
for
for all
Indeed
trades.
is significantly better
You have a
than
better
LinkedIn.
experience, right?
Yeah, because so okay. Take
Yeah.
for example, see what's about to happen, right? So let's say I want to apply for this job, right? This okay, not
Mm.
company sites, not company sites. Apply
Easy
now.
apply.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Is it? There either applies. They will just pick. They'll just. They're not going to ask me to re-upload. I mean, LinkedIn, does that. Agreed, yeah. But they save my responses.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
got
Well,
to write. So
definitely.
this is already saved.
Your cover
Community.
letter.
So they'll just auto fill it with responses I've already relevant experience, blah 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 blah. All these I don't need to type it again. So I'm just clicking next, next, next. And then when I now get here, more often than not, I already have a cover okay, no supporting documents, no. I already have like a
Right.
cover letter template somewhere. Write a cover letter. Bam. I've written this before. So
yeah.
if I want to change something, I'll just make like small changes and then forward match.
That's interesting.
You get so this for me, yeah, was like yeah, I prefer Indeed over LinkedIn.
I think that's interesting. It's profound.
Yeah. There's this thing what's it called? There's this thing that recruiters used to say that you always have to like modify your cover letter to the to match the company you're applying for, so you don't have to like copy and paste. I mean, child of God. If I'm putting all that effort to want to get applied, the company says you put all that effort into wanting to, because it's too much. Like I can't be like, okay. So if on a normal day, I'm probably sending like 10, 20 applications, right?
Yeah.
That's 10, 15, 20 applications per day, right? Does that not mean that I have to now start modifying 10, 15 times? I want to get hired. Do you get that frustration? I'm not. I mean, I know that there are people that actually focus on doing it, and they probably like have a method or an
Yeah.
approach to doing it. Yeah, but it wasn't something that really sat down well with me. So what I just did was that there was a template. I had a template. All I just needed to do was change the title of the thing I'm applying for, and then that was all.
Okay.
That was
Well,
all. That was all.
I think that's very, is very common for us to do that, right? Because when it comes to applying, sometimes you don't even get any response from the companies. So the biggest thing, right, when it comes to like um, the whole job search thing is really aligning your experience in your CV with like what they need, right? And so that's the determining factor for both whether you get an interview and whether you get
Yeah,
the job. Yeah,
yeah.
that your experience is not even just that you have experience, but that your experience aligns with the company's own, industry and all of that.
All right. So that's actually very true. I was talking to we had a space yesterday
Okay.
on Overlist channel, and I was telling someone I was telling them that look, uh, if a company doesn't reach out to you or doesn't respond, it's not really you. More often than not, it's simply that you don't necessarily fit into what they're looking for. So it's not indicative of your skill level or that you are not ready enough, you're not good enough. No, it's just that
Yeah.
you're just not what they're looking for. And if you're not what they're looking for, then definitely someone else is looking for you.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So
true.
you shouldn't necessarily let that weigh you down and all that. Segueing into what I'm showing you on screen, this was how I was tracking my applications when I came to the UK.
Okay. What is this?
So so it's like a
Booking?
I just put it up. Yeah, it's how do I put it now? Like, what's the word I use to describe this kind of things? So basically, I basically just whenever I sent an application here and I got a response, right, for like an interview, I usually just said I'll say okay, first contact. I'll put them all on that first contact. Then I'll just progress them across,
Okay,
you know.
that's cool.
So first contact, so talking to HR assignment stage. If they opt to give me an assignment stage, they
Yeah.
now tell me there's a final stage. Go move them to final stage. Then from final stage to accepted. So this is the company I'm currently working at now. This is the company that just hired me, like, EDF Energy. And then these are companies
Congrats.
that it didn't just, they did not. Thank you very much. These are companies that it didn't work out.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
I think this this helps to organize, your
For
it
you to
helps to
interview.
organize
Mm.
exactly. And then, how I even did it was, I said in such a way that, okay, you have the position, the title, the location, the status, the data I applied, very important. And
Okay.
then the information about the people that are recruiting. So the recruiter's name, recruiter's email, the meeting time. So there were lots of these that had, it helped me to actually track. So the meeting time, the meeting links, I will always set a reminder so that, I will set a reminder so that on because there will definitely be days whereby you'll be so busy, you'll be carried away, you can't forget.
Wow.
Well, there was one that I almost missed a meeting like that. I almost missed it. I'm telling you, I almost missed an interview like that. Like I was carried away, I was in the office, so blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, I just saw notification, welcome interview, 10 minutes time. So and I had to sneakily, wiggle my way out of whatever it is I was doing, just like I actually focus on the meeting. And in the
Wow.
UK, usually their interviews are very, very simple and straightforward. Like
Yeah.
it depends on how interested they are in you. If it's a company that is really interested in you, that they like what you've sent them, you can spend like an
Mm.
hour plus like just having conversations, just the first meeting.
Wow. Okay.
Some that are doing it out of some companies that do it out of obligation. Probably they're not really interested in you, or that they just fed your CV through the algorithm, and then the algorithm the algorithm say okay, you can call this one, and they will just call you, and then the meeting is over in 15 minutes, and you're like, yo,
Okay.
you
So,
people,
so
like, don't you even
just
want to
a
know
quick
me?
one. I don't know
Eh?
how I didn't know you had like a session yesterday. But just a
Hmm.
quick one, right?
Yeah.
For anyone maybe that is looking to close a position and maybe get more interviews, what would you say is the biggest factor, right? That increases their chance. So, in my opinion, it will probably be the resume, particularly for designers and non-resume. I beg your pardon. Resume is there, right? But I believe it's portfolio, because particularly for designers and developers, especially if I'm hiring, that's like the basic thing, right? I don't want to see that you finish from Harvard, or you finish a nano degree program. I want to see what you've done. So what would you say, like, because I mean, from your experience, you're able to get interviews and also close the position. What would you say, like, is yours?
Okay, so so for product designers, I think what's
Is it still vibes?
Yeah,
is it still vibes?
It's not vibes, my guy. It's not vibes. Like, the game is different here, man. I'm telling you.
Okay, yeah,
the entire game is different. So it's not vibes. Yeah. What gives you a better chance here? Especially here in the UK, is they are not interested in your visuals. They are interested in how you think and how you present your ideas and your process. Yeah, that one I'm very sure they're interested in your process. Fine, it looks pretty, all well and good, but how did you arrive at this? What was your thought? What was your thought process like?
Okay,
right.
I know that's going to be in your portfolio. I know that's going to be in your portfolio.
Of course, yeah. You have to factor on all those things inside when you're presenting your work in your portfolio. So that's it generally. That's it. They are interested in how you think, how you got to this problem. They are interested in your ability to solve problems. Not just man, mad visual, animation, transition, and all that. And then also, it also helps here that when you are presenting, when you are the way you lay out your case study or present your work, it also helps that you do it in a very interesting manner, right? I mean, obviously, you're going to have all the regular staples of, okay, this is the problem I'm solving. This is the role that I played in solving the solution. This is the process that I took to solve the solution. Now, one thing I discovered here was that if you're going to be discussing a case study, discuss the case study based on the role you played. So now, if you are a UI designer, a talented UI designer, right? But your case study is reading like a UX researcher, you will fall into problems because they will ask you questions and you'll be sweaty.
Okay.
You understand? So, and one of the reasons why you can do that is, I mean, unless you know how to unless you know how to sweet talk your way through that interview process, basically, or you have like good knowledge of the thing. But the reason why that works in your favor is because the moment they see that, they already know how to place you, right? And from there they can now start saying, okay, do we want to hire this person, or do we want someone who is more UX leaning? And they are also very particular so on where your strengths are. So they will ask you, are you a research person or are you a visual person? Are you what's your split like? Are you 50 UX? Are you 50% UX? Are you 50% UI? Are you 60 UX, 40 UI? They want to know where you lean on, and that usually helps them with the final decision.
Okay.
At the end of the day, so that has just been my experience.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah. So I think this looks promising, but it can't be green. I'll sort through this, but this looks a lot more promising. Let me slot this into the final design to see how that will work. This looks promising, but the text is small because this text is 12 bold, not 14 bold. And if it's 14 bold, Okay, if I'm going to make you 12 bold, what if I made you all caps? Just wiggle the spacing a little bit on site.
All caps will be shouting it, I think.
Yeah.
Can you turn down the opacity on the overlay target, name of the company, and this maybe 50% percent?
No, not 50, but we can definitely reduce it a bit.
Okay.
So what we did on Camera was that, and because I didn't want to go that deep into it. What we did on Kamuna, that's the design system for money points. Where is this thing? It's not here. Recent, there we go. So look at what we did. So we defined all the colors and then we set the opacities. And we made each opacity a style. So like this one, I think this opacity is like 10, no, 20. I hope. Yeah, okay, this is 10. This is 5. But because of time, I mean, I think there's a plugin that lets you do this on Figma. Like I can't remember the name of the plugin.
Maybe swatches.
No, I'm not sure if it's swatches, sure. Let's check. No, I couldn't find it. Yeah, I've given Figma something that I cannot find. All right, let's get back to here. Let's keep this for now. Then, oh yes, I forgot. We're going to work on the elevation. Let me remove all of this. Bring this closer. What's here? Okay. Bring this closer. So let's deal with the matter of elevation. Let's pick you. Shadows. So I like my shadows to be very, so let's just say 2, 1. Instead of 25, I think I'll just knock it down to around, well, not 6, maybe 10. Right. We have another shadow. We can boost this to like around 7. 12, 8. It's not really, it's not shadowing well. I mean, my eye. $24. Push this a little bit to 20. This is 10. Okay, let's keep it at this for now. Let's see if we can work with these two. So let's make this a style. Called elevation. Oh, no, wrong. Call this elevation 1. We'll call this elevation 4. I kind of suspect that we're going to have more elevations, but let's just keep this for now. So we can come here and give this elevation 1. Yep, looks good. So let's now give some spacing here. Vertical 8. Yeah, this is fine. This is very fine. Yeah, good. This vector that I kept here. I'm tempted. I'm really tempted to leave this thing here. If I keep you fixed position, I need to be on top. Oh, hello. Well, that's the thing. I'm actually tempted.
What if you lock it to your layer?
What?
What if you lock it to your layer?
What's the what?
Lock.
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
I'm suggesting that you should lock that vector.
Oh, what if I locked the pattern, right?
Yes.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, definitely locking it so that when you're scrolling, it stays the same. I mean, that's all well and good, but
Remember your viewport. Your
I'm
viewport
what?
is not matters. Your
Remember
viewport.
what?
Why do you want to have a vector in the first place?
Why do I want to have that pattern in the first place? I mean, it looks pretty, yeah, but my concern is that it might distract.
These are things that product manager will tell you to do.
They'll tell you, no, we'll remove this thing now. It's too distracting. So it's a nice to have, yes, but if at what costs? If it's at the expense of the final design, then more, like take it out. So maybe what we can do is let me see what will happen if I leave it at 50% opacity. It's not noticeable. It's not so noticeable that it becomes disruptive. Yeah. You won't notice it until you're looking at it very well. Let's leave it there for now. Now, let's now come and design this widget, the hotpicks widget. And I would say it's practically the same thing. Not, the difference is not so much as such. In fact, I think I should even move this entire thing. So, this at the top, turn this on, set 24. It's imperfect save. But it's taking, like it's one big card when it doesn't need to be. One. Okay. Okay, so let me turn this off. Let me make sure that it is responsive. And let me add a shadow here. I think it's probably the last thing that we'll do tonight. If we made this for chaos, absolute chaos. So let's trim it down to this. Why? Huh. I see. So when you're applying shadow to a frame and the frame is covering the frame is holding a rectangle, a curved rectangle, say you will notice that there's a small artifact here. So I think the easiest way to actually fix it would be just check this out. Is it 8 pixels? Rounded edge, make it 8. So I think that solves that rather easily. But while this looks nice as one, you now start having more. This is 16. Make it 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another consideration to have is if the logos for the hotpicks are going to be big, then this will have to be smaller. Let's see how that works out for us. Divide by 2. 43, 44, 56. Yeah, this is fine. Then now we could now explore this possibility. Sure, you're happy now. Wait, what's this? Okay, we can now explore this possibility. And wrap this up. This is what now? This is 16. Let's turn this on. Here. So we saved ourselves some space. Would it be bad if we set this like this? Okay. It's not so bad. Maybe if I look at this thing again. All right, let's keep this one here so that we don't lose it. I'll delete all of this. Hmm. Mhm.
Let's like drop something on the group chat. You might want to consider some of the tags
For the what?
for the hot picks, the bigger widget.
Let's see. Type scale. Okay. Oh no. This has to solve my problem. But this is another way of looking at it. Actually, I'll look at. Oh, okay. Man, this is a lot. This is from Indeed now, right?
Yeah, from Indeed.
I'm a person that they ask whether how to pick up like.
You the best.
Oh, so who these guys need job posted to Jesus Christ? Who are these guys job posting? Let's bring this out here. Should be able to bring it out here now. You know, grill. Okay, let's try. Let's copy it. There you go. Hey, Abego. Balablu. I think it's safe to. I think it's safe to say that most of us, like everyone here, is going to be voting for Obi. Is that a safe assumption?
Let us use our design.
Eh?
Let us use our design.
Agbado boys always be here. Plantain
Abego. All right, so this looks a lot solid. This top needs work. I'm not confident that this elevation is the best.
For me, the elevation is a note.
Yeah, it feels like a lot.
It can take the same elevation as the smaller widget.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I'll still need to rework this. I'll come back to it. I'll definitely need to rework it. So my button, there's still supposed to be like a title. So let me put this here. So like post job. There's supposed to be like a title here, but I've not really like figured out what I'm going to call it. Maybe like applied now or some shit like that. But it's probably gonna be like 40. What they call it, view jobs. Well, definitely. Once I come up with like a nice copy, I'll slap it there. So I think at this point, this should be like almost 9 o'clock for you guys. Let's draw this to a close. Hopefully before in our next session, which is going to be in 2 weeks' time, I will have made some progress and I'll have something to show you guys. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Does that mean you'll be designing without us?
It's possible.
What's on that origin? I've been tempted to ask. Your origin.
What's what?
What's your origin? And why did you switch from Mac to Windows? Why?
Wait. Repeat your question.
What's on that origin? The origin of your tax bar.
Oh yeah, no, it's a game.
Yeah, I thought
video game. You thought what?
I thought you were playing a game before.
Oh no. I wasn't. No, the game. So I like the games I've been playing recently, mostly just Fortnite and Elden Ring. And Elden Ring has been that game is hard.
I love the wallpaper. Can I see?
Yeah.
Why did you leave your Mac?
Wow.
Mark?
You know what's good?
Leave Windows for us.
Eh?
Leave Windows for us. Use your Mac.
No, Mark. See, Mark gets many wahala.
So you admit now that Mac has many wahala.
No, okay, so wait, chill. First of all.
One by one, now go to
wait now, this guy. There's a caveat behind everything. First of all, yeah, the Macs are good. They have like really. But me, I'm a gamer. I mean, I like playing games. That's number one. I can't do a lot of that on my Mac. That's that. Number two, so I think number two is to get the Mac I want requires a lot of money.
Unnecessarily expensive.
Sure, you understand. Okay, like the Mac I want now, for example, like the entire setup I want, for example, that I know that if I have it, there's a fulfillment I will have for like the next 3 years. That setup is about £7,000 to £8,000.
Wow.
Meanwhile, this machine you're looking at, the i7 1 terabyte 32 gig is about 1.something million, 1.2. I spent 1.2 million to get this.
Alienware?
No, MSI, NVIDIA GeForce RTX.
Wow. What generation of i7?
Eh?
What generation of i7?
i7, this should be, let me
11th or 10th?
I'm not sure.
12 even.
Calm down now. It's not like that.
12th gen.
12th gen, yeah.
Jeez. You definitely get value for your money.
Here you get so 12 gen, 32 gig RAM, blah blah blah. Display Intel, display NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060, blah blah. It comes with a 1 terabyte. Then I just started adding. I bought it like a terabyte hard drive by mistake. So I just added that on top, and then like my old PC's hard drive, I slapped that on top as well. So
exactly,
I have space. I have a lot of space.
Okay, can you share the resource where you got the Elden Ring so I can get similar stuff?
No, I bought it too.
Okay, you bought the live wallpaper.
I'm talking about the live wallpaper. Oh no.
Yeah.
For that one, look for this app. I think it's on Steam. It's called Wallpaper Engine.
Okay.
So if you want to change wallpapers, now I have like a variety of wallpapers already here. This was what I was using before. Yeah.
I had this before.
Very good. This was another one. This is a favorite of mine. This obviously you guys must have used this one a lot. It's very clean and minimal. But this,
That is
being that
sorry.
being that I've been playing Elden Ring of late, that's why I've been settling. The Matrix one has been like it's a favorite. I just love it as well.
If your laptop no get body, no body.
This is another good one. So this one just tells it sets up the time. Really fun stuff. Then so this is basically where I am at Elden Ring.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you guys for sticking with me. We should be seeing in 2 weeks' time, and I will be sharing this. I think I'll be sharing this recording on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, after I've edited this properly. So thanks for hanging out with me. We shall see in 2 weeks. Bye.
Okay, bye.